If you want cool ideas for your little guy Max that you love to use, then you don't want to miss this video. This is video number 4 of 5 in my Randy's Adventures Wanna Camp Together meetup, Little Guy Max, and other small campers. Modifications, upgrades, and accessories extravaganza video playlist.
Hi, I'm Laura. Come on in.
All right.
My humble abode. I'm living in my camper full time along with my cat. For that reason, I have put her living space under the bench. Then, because it's just me traveling, I need to be able to get in here to clean her box. So I've made kind of a daybed situation, and I have some storage under here. So I just put little curtains to kind of cover it up. The actual lagoon table is, what holds this, and I put in this DIY lagoon table so it swivels in all different places.
I like this because it's round. I haven't seen
Yes. I got this idea from following Chrissy, so it's not mine, but I implemented it along with what's behind you.
Okay.
To add a little bit more counter space. I added this cutting board. Only other thing is these, shelves, and they're from the Container Store, and they fit perfectly. So you don't have to do any cutting. You can pick out the size baskets you want, like if you want all big baskets or all small baskets, and they fit in here perfectly. And I got that idea from her as well. And this allows you hanger space as well as on top storage as well as in here. So I try, even though I'm here by myself, I try to live mostly out of this area. So they go really far back. They go all the way back. And probably fit more if you're one of those people that can fold clothes really well professionally, into little, yeah. And then I'm slowly working here for, that I have all my shoes in and whatnot. But
it's nice to have a place for shoes.
yes,
That's an issue for me.
Yeah, I just put them all in there. And when they're worn out, I throw them out. I try and go by the rule of some declutter people. When when you get one thing, try and get rid of one thing. So that's kind of a golden rule.
Got this.
Oh, yes.
Ask about this.
Yeah, so I bought these from Amazon. They're the type that's non-breakable, but you can still see really well. If I were to do it again, I might have done more here just because, it breaks it up. But it comes just like this in 4 panels, and it sticks, and it's super easy to put on. So,
And they've stuck and stayed stuck.
yeah, so far I've not had one problem with them. I mean, I like it because, it doesn't give you the clown effect that some of the glass does. But yeah, that's where I chose to put mine. So
Nice.
And I think that's probably, other than my handy dandy air fryer, because I don't have a stove, and I like this one. It's a little larger, but it does bake, broil, steak, burgers. It's more than just an air fryer. So it kind of takes the place of my stove. And it does fit down here in my bottom shelf. When I'm hooked up, I use the induction and this in my microwave. And then, of course, I have my propane underneath.
Hi, it's Teresa.
And I'm Ron.
We're from Percival, Virginia. And we just want to show what we've done here. If you want to see.
Absolutely.
We've used a lot of ideas from Randy.
Oh, really? I can't wait to see what you guys have done. Thank you for having
This
me
is
in.
one of my favorite things I noticed a lot of people didn't do, but I would really recommend it, is this mat. Because this mat really catches the dirt and it keeps the camper cleaner.
It's amazing what this rug catches.
And I would say, yeah, when you clean it, pick it up and you're shocked about all the dirt underneath it. But I was thinking more people would copy that. So I really love that. Of course, we love our door hanging supplies that you can just put things that you want readily accessible. And that works real well. And I've copied some of these other ideas too about storage in these cabinets. We don't have the fancy ones, but we just put on one we could just get and stick in little drawers in here. That's been really handy for us. And the same on the other side, which others have better ones than us, but you don't have to go fancy. You can get this. I pulled this from last year's meetup. This bag is really nice, and I got that on Amazon. That holds a lot of food and whatever you want in there. So I like that. I think I got this idea from the group too. And that's a nice thing to put on top of the stove. Gives you, oh yeah, these things.
It has a nice little
Backsplash.
decorative
Yeah.
accent, doesn't it?
Yeah, that backsplash. That just stuck on. That was easy to do too.
Is that that peel and stick?
Yeah, it is. And we have a Betty's. I love that too.
You love your Betty's?
Yeah, that's good. And we got the FROLI. We got that from your suggestion. That's a good deal. Yeah.
So tell me about the Betty's. How does that work? Because I know I have the quick zip sheets, and I think it's a little different system.
What I really like about this one, you can get it regular sheets or you can get this softer sheet. It's nice and cozy and warm. Like it was a little cool last night. That was good. And it, it hooks around probably like your fitted sheet. You hook it around like elastic, so the bottom is stuck on there. And the rest is like a sleeping bag. It just zips all around. But we, zip here and I get over there and unzip it and slip in. And it's pretty good. It's nicer than it was when I used to not have it.
Chrissy, welcome to my camper. Come on in and I'll show you what I've done. As you all know, the Little Guy Max comes with a huge table with a huge thing. So I did, like a lot of other people, put in a lagoon table. So this is a little offset so comes out pretty much to the middle. But if I want it to just lounge here, I can just move that over there out of the way.
Have you enjoyed it being round versus the other shape?
I thought I might not like it, but I couldn't find anything that was bigger. And then now I really do like it. I do. Because I can even put it way over there just to have it, like this. It's just like a little side table. I also put this here because there's not a lot of counter space when you're cooking. So you have this little area here. So I added this table and it's just two little arms. And to put it down, you just push these two clips, goes down. And if I squeeze, I can still get in and out. And I stole this from the Little Guy Max forum. These little shelves fit in here perfectly, and I still have room to put hanging clothes. Now this, you can order all these sizes and have, I think, 7 down, or you can have all big ones. So you can mix and match the drawers. And then I just use this for clothes.
Can I just show everybody?
Yeah.
She's got some Fergie. I love it.
So I've been using this, especially at campgrounds when I have a filter on for the water coming in, but still I've had water at campgrounds that come out yellow. So I filter the water through here and I use it for cooking, drinking, and coffee. And this is the smaller one, the smallest of I think there's a travel size that's really small, but this is the small.
So what do you do with this when you're traveling?
So I take it apart and I set it here on the floor.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. So I have wanted to customize it a little bit. My favorite color is purple. So I found this stripe here. And then to keep it going with my truck, I did a reverse one on my truck and now they're matching there.
Where did you get this?
Amazon.
And you've not had any problems with them?
No.
Anything like that?
No, I haven't.
Great.
They're easy to put on. The hardest part was lining this up.
It looks real sharp.
Okay, I'm Todd from Minnesota, and Randy's asking me to show a few of the modifications we did on our trailer. So let's start in the back, because I think it's the most unique thing to most of us with this camper. Many of these Maxes came without reverse lights. The white part of this light is reverse light, and it takes a different wire. The wire is actually in the camper at the front underneath the hot water heater. It's a yellow wire, but I confirmed that it goes on with the reverse because it's coming off of this 7-pin hitch. And I just extended the wire to the back so I could get to these lights. I also added a brake light / directional LED up high because I had people falling behind me saying they couldn't see my lights, particularly when I had anything on the trailer hitch like our bikes. So that's kind of the setup is a little different. I did have to plug the holes from the old lights, not a big deal. And then the way I got at this is inside here. It's on the light. I've got a number of things hooked there, but you can see how I had to cut into the panel in the back, and then I re-screwed it back together. But you need access to the backs of those lights, and there is none formally. So on both sides, I cut into the panel and then put it back so I can, because you're not going to access that very often,
Right.
but it's available. We took the table base out. This leg folds up and has a trigger to fold up. And if I want to take it off, I lift it up to a 45-degree angle and it'll come off. But otherwise, it stays stationary even when we're traveling because we don't use this as a bed very much. and there's plenty more space to put buckets and shoes underneath the table. So that's kind of a different setup. This will also slide to the left or to the right because it's on a rail. And on both sides, I put USB ports because the USB port in the trailer is much further away and you're taking a cord across the walk space. This is also a flip up to add extension space to the counter. And I had to make it only so big because I needed still to access everything else. But that really helps with just a little bit more counter space. And underneath you might see this is a cutting board and the sink cover, and they're in a elastic band setup. It has to be on an angle because when you pull it up, you're going to hit your electronics if you don't put it on an angle. But it's just the right size. I even had to move my fire extinguisher over a little bit and just pull this up and get the bigger cutting board out. Did do a little bit of wallpaper difference here and some hangers. These are because we have lithium batteries on board. And so I've got my battery monitor, I've got my solar monitor, and this is my voltage regulator that's on board. I think you did the same thing, Randy, but ours is underneath built in. This little flap is because we want it to darken at night.
Okay, I got to ask you.
Okay.
I mean,
Go ahead.
wallpaper and that has been a hot topic this weekend, and I've asked a few other people. Yours looks like it's not peeling. Have you had problems?
It only went up a week ago.
Oh, okay. To be determined.
To be determined, but I'm kind of confident. And we painted this with outdoor house paint trim, and then I re-nailed it with a nail gun. So all this trim is pretty solid, but I think anything's possible. But I got it underneath the trim on both sides. There's not a seam except down way low. So I'm hopeful.
Well, and I think that's a difference that you've got it going underneath here. So you took all of this
I had
out.
to take the door off to get that trim to pull back so I could get it underneath there. Yeah.
It's a really nice pattern too.
It's just simple. It worked with what was already here.
Mhm.
And the rug kind of matches our decorative decal up in the front.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
And the decorative decal over your head as a doorway.
Over my head. Let's take a look. Oh,
Do you know where that is?
that's at Arches, isn't it?
Yep, that's Arches.
Ooh,
And that's actually a sticker from a water bottle.
it's a sticker from a water
It's a water bottle sticker to wrap around, and I just put it up there instead.
Oh my gosh, look at the tile you got here.
Okay, so we did a little bit of tiling just halfway up. This is a homemade spice rack and a piece of cutting board that we just like the look of, so we hung it there.
Hi, I'm Janet, and I am an oddball here, and I brought a new Camp Tab 400. So,
Happy to have you.
so if you want to come on in, this is a boondock version.
Done any modifications?
I have. So what I did was this used to be a dinette, and it can do both. It can do dinette, but it also is a permanent sofa because I like to read here and so forth. And I put this in as well. And this does multiple configurations. So you can play games. You can use it to eat at over here. And you can also use it for over here for your kitchen so that if you're prepping food, you can prep food. So it has multiple configurations to where it can get to. And you can also put this outside.
You just attached it here.
Yes.
You attached it there.
Yep.
And then it just swivels.
And you can take this off. You can take this bracket off. You can take it all out of here. And this also, you can take this out and it has two hooks on the back. And then you change the configuration of the cushions and it'll come up to a table if you just want a dinette here. But I use it to read here and to play games and I use this for my, prepping as well.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Can you talk about these little pot holders and what you've done here?
Oh, so all of these here come from IKEA. $2. $2 just for a little bit of, decoration, and you just pop them. They're not permanent. Nothing's permanent. So they come off. They're just little containers. You can put in them whatever you want and wherever you want along all the railing.
Oh, it just makes it so homey.
Yeah.
There are more exciting ideas for you because this is video number 4 of 5 in my Randy's Adventures. Want to camp together? Little Guy Max, another small camper, modifications, upgrades, and accessories extravaganza video playlist. So don't miss out. Click on the playlist right now to keep on watching.